what the difference between proper planning, poor planning, and no planning is. Because I'm assuming you're wanting proper planning, that's why you're looking at this particular video. So what is poor planning and what is no planning? No planning is if you leave this world with no plan at all, no estate plan at all, no life and legacy plan, and your family has to follow the procedures of the state of Texas, because that's where we practice, that's where I'm assuming you all are residing. If the state of Texas decides that they are going to have their probate according to their laws, that is no planning at all. What happens at that point? Well, your family will need to retain an attorney. They're going to have to prove that they are the actual heirs of your property, and they're going to have witnesses to make sure that those people go to court and say that they are the only heirs. And there's a process that is long, lengthy, painful, because they're already looking at a loss of a loved one, expensive, and also sometimes they do not get access to all of your assets because they don't know where they are, because you probably have not, if you have no plan, you've probably also not organized your assets and put them in one place for them to actually know where to go to get those assets. That is no planning. No planning also means that the state decides where your money goes. All unclaimed property goes to the state. Poor planning. What is poor planning? Poor planning is when you have created a will, created a trust, either online or a DIY, or gone to an attorney where you just got a bunch of documents and you think that is it, that's all I need to do. You have no idea what that will actually says, you have no idea what the trust says, you have not done any incapacity sort of planning, which means that you don't know if you ever need a guardian, if you've nominated them outside of the will, or if you have made an agent or a guardian that's going to make decisions for you when you're incapacitated and you have no idea who that person is or how that person is going to actually be appointed to take those decisions for you. That is poor planning. Poor planning is when you're not 100% sure, first of all, of what you've done, and the attorney that you have worked with, or the DIY, or the different online platforms that you've worked with have given you no support to actually give you the security of understanding that this is a plan that will work when you're not there. Because in the end, this is not going to be tried and tested until you're not there or not able to actually make a change, which is when you're incapacitated and don't have the capacity to make that difference. So that is poor planning. And then there is proper planning. Proper planning is when you actually go to an attorney, you get guidance because you are working with an attorney with the heart of a counselor. You have a person who knows what your goals are. You want to make sure that your legacy is not just your monetary assets, but also your experiences, your insights, your values, and you know how you're going to transfer them to the next generation. All your assets are organized so they never get lost in unclaimed property, which, by the way, it's over $5 billion in the state of Texas alone, probably over $50 billion in the United States of America, and that is not what you want your hard-earned assets to go to. So if you want that kind of planning where you have decided, if you have minor children, who is going to take care of your children, and they immediately get access to those children and they don't have to go to the state as ward of the state, and they don't have to go to foster care because you haven't done a nomination of a temporary guardian and not just a permanent one. If you have not appointed a guardian for yourself in case you are ever incapacitated or sick, well then you need to have proper planning to make sure that those things are taken care of. So if that is what you are wanting, proper planning, let's go on to the next step. And I will explain to you proper planning with probate and without probate and the difference between the two.